Hello. Made it just on time this time. I was rushing in here to get everything set up because I have a lot of glasses for today. But I made it. So, how are you guys doing tonight? Welcome, Brandon, to the chat. Yeah, so this is gonna be a bit of a big one in terms of the different pours I have. So gonna try my best to get through each of these as best as I can. Let me know if you guys have any issues with audio. It looks like it's buffering over here, so oh, you hear me clicking. Yeah, I didn't mute my mic that time. My bad. But yeah, so I think we're good then. But yes, like I said, welcome to another live stream. This week we are doing store picks. So I went to a store today to get a couple bottles. I already had some in my collection, but I want to do a couple other comparisons because most of my picks were from one store. So I wanted to get some other picks from another store. As you saw in my thumbnail, I went to Circus Liquor, which is a pretty famous liquor store near my house. What's up, Steven and John? Thank you so much for joining me for tonight's stream. Hopefully it'll be a fun one. So the things we're going to start with is what I'm going to do is I have a standard version of each of these. Well, not each of these, two of these, and a store pick. So I'm going to see, is the store pick really worth it? Is it worth the price difference or, the rarity of getting a store pick? But we'll figure it out today and hopefully find a store that's my go-to for picks. So I guess question for you guys to get started. How many store picks have you ever had? Or have you ever had a store pick? It's probably the best way to say it. I know most of you in here are bourbon aficionados, kind of like me, I guess. So you probably have, but I feel like a lot of people out there have never really tried a store pick of something. So if you've had one, what has your experience been? Has it been better, worse, the same as the standard offering? Or is it something that you're curious about that you want to give a try? So it's kind of open-ended question, just so I can get something in my glass. So so actually, funny story, some of you guys already know this, but I was seeking out a regular bottle of Knob Creek to compare to this store pick, and I stumbled across these gift sets that had the old version of Knob Creek. So this has the age statement of aged 9 year. This is from 2016, I believe. That's when they removed the age statement. So I paid like $22 for this, and I got these cool glasses to go with it, the same Knob Creek. Only $22, and they had like 18 more of them in stock. So I'm like, should I go back and get another one? I'll probably get more tomorrow. I already have a friend locally that wants me to pick one up for him. So Brandon has had two store picks. One was Buffalo Trace, and one was Elijah Craig Small Batch. I actually, I've never had standard Buffalo Trace. I've only had a store pick of Buffalo Trace, and it was great. I loved it, and I think it makes me like, that's why I haven't picked up regular Buffalo Trace, because I'm like, oh, that store pick was so good. But yeah, I have had a wonderful Buffalo Trace pick that I like more than Eagle Rare. Like, that's how good some of them can be. Elijah Craig is actually one that I have today. So that's the kind of the weird one. So Elijah Craig is typically a small batch whiskey, but this label, maybe I'm wrong, but it says, I don't know if you can see here. So it says it's a 9-year-old privately selected barrel from stocks of Elijah Craig. So to me, that means this is a single barrel, right? Like, it's not the regular small batch. This doesn't have the phrase small batch on it. Oh yeah, it does. It's actually on the label. So maybe, I don't know how Elijah Craig does their picks. So if anyone knows, let me know. But it seems like it's a single barrel. That's why I didn't put single barrel in the title, because I wasn't 100% sure on that. John says I have lots of picks. They're pretty much all I look for these days. I feel ya. Like, I've had so many good picks. If there's ever a pick of something available, hands down I'll get it. I mean, especially if it's not that much more. Just for comparison, I got regular Elijah Craig for $20. I got Elijah Craig store pick for $30. So $10 more, and it's a store pick and potentially a single barrel. We'll see. Juan has had 1792 picks. I've not had a bad one yet. I haven't had any of those. I need to pick up. I've seen they did a foolproof pick at one of the stores near me, but they're out of it now. So I've been keeping an eye out, trying to find it come back in stock. But So it is this. Okay, John says it's a single barrel. They just proved it down to 94. You guys know I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's probably my favorite bourbon for the price. So I have had the regular Elijah Craig. I thought it was pretty okay. I've had another store pick of Elijah Craig, not the same store, a different store, that I thought was almost as good as the barrel proof. Of course, lower proof, but the flavor profile. So I'm curious to try this new one from Circus Liquor and see how it compares to the standard Elijah Craig. So I thought that'd be fun to do because I've never tried. It's been a while since I've tried the standard, and I haven't had the Circus pick. So, Steven says, Chad from It's Bourbon Night said the best picks can ruin a product if you haven't had a base product the first time. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like I said with Buffalo Trace, like it would ruin Buffalo Trace for me because that pick was so good. I get that for sure. So let's go ahead and start out with the Knob Creek pick. Now this is actually from K&L Wine Merchants. I've bought a couple of their picks, not gonna lie. This is the most recent one I've picked up. So this is Barrel 8225. It is, here's the info on it, hold on. Okay, so it was barreled 12/1/2004, released 11/13/2018. So this one is just under 14 years old. The one that I have from them that I absolutely love is a 14-year-old one. So I'm curious to see how this compares to the 14-year that I have from them. So far, I've been really impressed with my picks from there. But we're going to start out, before we get into that, let's just pour us some basic Knob Creek and get started. So what are you guys drinking on tonight? Maybe some store picks out there. So I'm going to pour this. This is going to be blasphemous, but I'm going to pour this in the Elijah Craig glass that came with my gift set. The Knob Creek set did come with 2 glasses, but I haven't washed the other one, so I just have one of them that's washed. Because they had like a kind of a funky smell. So Steven says he's had a bad pick, but the product's better. I haven't had that happen yet, but I mean, I'm sure it can. I mean, it depends on the store. So far, I've had good luck with store picks. I feel like the ones around here know what they're doing. But I know sometimes there's some stores that really they want something really off the wall. They want something that doesn't match the regular flavor profile, which for me, I don't think that's what picks should be about. It shouldn't be getting something totally unique and never get that flavor profile again. It should be you find one that takes the base flavor of the regular product, but enhances it. That's what I would do with a store pick, at least. I don't know about you guys. What do you think about that? Do you think you should go for like something totally unique or something that's more in line with what's standard but amps it up? That's how I feel like I would do it if I did a store pick, if I ever got the opportunity. So we have the regular Knob Creek in this glass right here, the Elijah Craig glass, and we have a store pick from it right here in this glass. And this is now the store pick is 120 proof, so it's higher proof. It's not going to be that's going to be the first thing that's right off the bat that you're going to know it's different. But I figured they're going to be a similar flavor profile. But sorry, I was like choked on my spit. Similar flavor profile, but I think the single barrel, the store pick, is going to amp it up a lot. So let's just start with the basic Knob Creek. Again, this is the 9-year-old age statement, the old bottle, which I stumbled across today. I'm so excited for. Wow, it's been so long. I haven't ever had the 9-year age stated one before today. This tastes exactly like a lot of the single barrels taste. I mean, it's not 120 proof, it's 100 proof, but flavor wise, I mean, it doesn't have the finish. Again, that's one of the other bad sides. It doesn't have the finish, and it doesn't have the proof to kind of discover a lot of flavors. But the flavor profile is on point with the single barrel. So I don't know if it's just me being excited about this 9-year age stated one. But this is good stuff. I mean, for $23 for this gift set that comes with the other glasses, that's pretty awesome. So Juan is having a Knob Creek Cask Strength Rye today. Nice. I've yet to try that one. I need to pick that up. John is drinking a Russell's Reserve pick that I found today. Where else you never had? Oh, that's awesome. You've had a chance to do 3 barrel picks, and what you look for really depends on who's spending the money to buy the barrel. Oh, so Warehouse Tea. You've never had that. I've never had that either. I actually brought out also another K&L pick. This is a Russell's Reserve pick from them. It is Warehouse D. Figured if I like their Knob Creek pick, I'll go over to the Russells and see if I like it too. So, Steven is drinking Blood Oath Pact 5. Whoa, that's awesome. I've never had that. I've seen it on the shelves and I've always been curious, but a little, usually out of my price point. Me and Store's palate have to be close. Yeah. So that's kind of what I want to discover here. I want to find, does my palate align with these two local stores, or does it align with one more than the other? Or should I just go to both of them all the time and always get their picks? So, yeah, that base Knob Creek, just the regular Knob Creek small batch, that's really good. So we're going to move over to the Knob Creek single barrel. Now this one is, like I said, almost 14 years old. So it's got 5 years on the other Knob Creek. So on the nose, it's similar. I get a lot more of the darker, like this one does smell like really sweet, really, I guess fruity in a way. It's a lot of the lighter notes that you don't normally get on a Knob Creek. Because when I say not normally get on a Knob Creek, you don't normally get on the single barrels. Because that's usually what I drink. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be drinking a single barrel Knob Creek. But yeah, this kind of, it's like a good balance between the nuttiness and the brightness you get on a Jim Beam product, or on like just a Jim Beam white label. But it has that depth and that oak that I love about the single barrels of Knob Creek. So yeah, that's really good. So let's go to the single barrel and see how not how it holds up, see how it changes things. Whoa, yes. That's why I love those single barrels. They are everything that is great about the standard Knob Creek, but turned up. Not just turned up 20 proof, obviously, but the depth of the flavor that is in just this store pick alone. I've had several others. This is up there with probably my top 2 store picks I've ever had. And the funny thing is the other store pick came from the same store. It just came like a few months earlier. So I'm not sure if they went back and did another pick, or this is kind of just part 2 of the same shipment. But yes. This is a $50 whiskey. This is a $23 whiskey. I don't think I can't argue which one's better. I mean, they're both, for the price, they're both incredible. For $23, yes, pick this up. For $50, yes, pick this up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say which one's better. To me, I mean, the single barrel is absolutely worth the money, worth the upgrade in price. What do you guys think? I mean, I know a lot of you guys like Knob Creek. I know it's a pretty popular one in the bourbon community, but have you had a really good Knob Creek pick? There have been a lot of the 14 years coming out, and I have yet to have a bad one. So this is further proof that 13, 14 year age range is just exactly what I love about Knob Creek. I could drink this any day over Booker's. I'm just going to be honest. I love Booker's, but Booker's has gone up in price. It's hitting the $60, $70 price point around here. This is still $50. For the money, absolutely, I would take this over Booker's. Booker's is great. It's a great blend, or it's not a blend, but it's a great small, like very, very, very small batch of whiskey. Hand selected by the master distillers. They know what they're doing. They know it's good stuff. But this, for the price, yeah, absolutely. Brandon says he still hasn't found a bottle of Knob Creek store pick. Ah, man, you got to get on the K&L ones that come out. They don't have any out right now, but next time I see one, let me know, or I'll let you know. And if you want it, I'll grab you a bottle. So, yeah, the Knob Creek store picks, absolutely worth it. I don't care what store they're from, to be honest. This K&L pick is great. So far, K&L is making it up there on my list of my stores that I would go to for a store pick, I guess I'll say. Yeah, that's just incredible. There's so much to unravel. I've reviewed Knob Creek like 10 times on the channel, I swear. It's just my favorite thing for the price, for $50. Yeah, I love it. And just going back to the original one last time, let's see, how it holds up to it. Very similar flavor profile. Doesn't have the finish. It doesn't have the complexity. You can't, with it only being 100 proof, you can't really dive deep into the layers, and it doesn't really evolve on your tongue because it's gone so quickly. So that's the thing about the 100 proof that just kind of doesn't hold up. And it'll be interesting to try this Elijah Craig after this, actually, because that's only 94 proof. So it's going to have to do a lot to. It's not going to stand up to the barrel proof most likely, but to compare to a regular Elijah Craig, I'm curious to see, is there going to be a difference between the small batch and the single barrel? We're going to find out. So Steven says, I've yet to see a Knob Creek pick in my area, but Knob Creek 25th anniversary is real nice. I agree. You love the small batch as well, and the 9-year small batch was good, and it's making a comeback. Yeah, I saw that it was coming back, but I was so glad to see these old bottles so I could at least have some to compare when the new one does come back, because I missed out on that, and I'm excited to have it again. So we're going to move on to the Circus Liquor picks. So I'm just going to dump these two real quick. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a Knob Creek pick. You guys are talking about Russell's Reserve picks. I'm new to those. I avoided Russell's Reserve for a long time. And I'm just recently getting back into it. And there's some great picks, which is why I brought this K&L one out. Oh, you were at K&L Saturday. And you wait, they still have Elijah Craig pick? Ooh, that is a good one. If you see it again, pick it up. And I need to go check that out. I didn't realize they still had it. That was an amazing pick. I wish I would have known because I would have grabbed it for this video. It would have been good to compare the two side by side. Yeah, I had that one, and it was an amazing pick. That's what inspired me to pick up this other pick from Circus because, ooh, I guess that's my dumb glasses. I guess it's okay to add water to it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and pour these Elijah Craigs. So like last time, I'm going to put the standard Elijah Craig in the bigger Elijah Craig cup. I haven't actually opened this one yet, so give me a second. Oh, that's exciting. I'm so excited they still have their store pick of it. I thought it sold out. Although this Circus pick might be just as good, so we'll see. But yeah, their K&L's Elijah Craig pick was so good, and I liked it almost as much as I liked Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which says a lot. For you guys that know me, you know that says a lot. So, all right, we're just going to pour the standard Elijah Craig. Oh, nope, I almost messed up. This is the store pick. It's so easy. The bottles are almost identical other than this label. So let's put the store pick in the Knob Creek glass. So the age on this Elijah Craig pick is 9 years old, which is younger. The one that I had that was a K&L pick that I loved was a 12-year-old. So that's going to maybe affect the flavor. But I would be good to see because I mean they removed the age statement. This is no longer a 12-year product anyways, so it's probably closer to the 9-year age of this one. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and open up the regular one. So easy to get confused with these two. Knob Creek, the bottle design is a bit different if it's a store pick. So, ooh, this like label plastic doesn't peel off as easily. There we go. All right, let's get into this. I spent like $80 on whiskey today because I wanted to do this video, but also they're all things I wanted to try. I didn't plan to get that Knob Creek gift set, but I saw that it was the 9-year one and I had to get it, so. All right, so we have these two poured. I'm gonna taste the standard Elijah Craig small batch first, just to see. Really, really rich on the nose. Like that, I mean, compared to the Knob Creek, honestly, for the price, on the nose alone, I haven't tasted it yet. I would rather buy the Elijah Craig. That's a really good nose. It's more balanced than Knob Creek, I would say. Knob Creek is very oak forward. Like that's, again, I love it, but it's very oak dominant, oak forward. So Elijah Craig is a lot more balanced on the nose, which I dig. Steven says I was going to buy them anyways. The stream is an excuse. Yeah, probably true. I'm be honest. I probably was going to buy them anyways, but it was further encouragement to buy them. So let's just taste the regular Elijah Craig small batch. Just a really good, well-rounded. You do get oak on there, surprisingly more than I remember. On the standard Elijah Craig, not the 12-year barrel proof, because obviously you're getting tons of oak on that one. But yeah, that's a really well balanced. Like I said, it's well balanced on the taste as well, not just the nose. You get the darker wood notes, but you get a lot of the like sweet caramel, butterscotchy, toffee notes that are traditional bourbon. Again, this is still budget. This is $20. It's not like I'm dealing with some expensive whiskey here. It's not overly complex. It's just a really nice blend of flavors that I think any bourbon lover would love. And that's why I know people love Elijah Craig. It's very apparent that this is good whiskey. So now that I've had that, I'm going to move to the store pick. Again, $10 more, but it's a single barrel, and it's hand selected by Circus Liquor. So let's see. On the nose, oh wow, it is different. So the nose on the regular Elijah Craig is a little more subtle. I do get a balanced note on it, but yeah, it's pretty subtle. But when you go to this store pick, yeah, it's a way more. It's not like that different, but it's like it hits your face like way more, and it's the same proof, which is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and give it a taste and see if it's any different. Oh yeah, that's definitely different. That is like, it tastes like, okay, I've never had a dusty whiskey, but that tastes like an older, what I would imagine a dusty whiskey is. That age shows, which is surprising because this is only 9 years old. That's where you have to be like aware of age statements, but you can't let that limit you. Because at first I saw this was 9 years and I was like, oh, I can't compare to the K&L pick. But that tastes like it has some age on it. So I don't know if it depends where it was. It says it was in Rickhouse W, floor 6, so maybe that makes it different. So Steven says the Elijah Craig pick that he has is an oak or a pepper bomb, 10 years old. I do get a little bit of the pepper, but it's not overwhelming in this pick. That's really good. It's it's so different. It's hard to compare them. They taste like two different whiskeys. That's what's so weird about it. On the Knob Creeks, they taste like the same whiskey. One was just like an elevation of what was great about the standard. These two taste like different whiskeys. But not to the point that I was complaining about earlier. It doesn't feel like um, it doesn't feel like they try to deviate from the flavor profile. This is still classic bourbon, but there's certain notes that I would not expect to get on a 9 year. I get a lot of depth in that flavor, a lot of the dusty corn. Dusty corn is a note I use a lot, but it's one that I appreciate in bourbon. But this takes that to the next level. It's not just dusty corn. It's like it's so sweet, but in a really well-rounded way. It's not overwhelmingly like aspartame or anything like that. It's sweet, but yeah, that's good. And I'm going back to the standard just to see. It's similar. I mean, going back, it's similar. Um, but I think this pick, I guess maybe, okay, going back to, calm down a little bit here, Clifton. Okay. Going back to the standard Elijah Craig, the small batch, it's a lot more similar than I originally thought going from the small batch to the single barrel. Um, but this is only $10 more, and it's a store pick. I mean, I think that alone is enough to warrant paying $10 more because, one, especially if it's like a local place. This place is a 5-minute drive from my house. Knowing that I can get a good, solid store pick from them means more to me than like, oh, this is the best whiskey I've ever had in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Steven says Kentucky Spirits are underrated. Oh, I've never had a Kentucky Spirit pick. I've never had Kentucky Spirit at all, to be perfectly honest. I've missed out on like the cool bottle shape. I haven't seen that around. But I do need to try Kentucky Spirit. I haven't never seen a store pick of it. That's pretty cool. That'd be like a store pick Wild Turkey 101. That sounds really cool. I would love to find one of those in the wild. Yeah, I mean, so I'm just gonna say this. I'm not as blown away by this Elijah Craig pick from Circus Liquor as I am with the quality of the Knob Creek pick from K&L. That's not to say this is a bad pick. This is a great pick. It's just, I think it's the 94 proof that kind of kills me. I want the flavors that are in it to come out and express themselves more. But for only being 94 proof, the finish is longer. To be fair, the finish is longer than standard Knob Creek. I'll give it that. Being 6 proof points lower, the finish on this is great in terms of length for the proof. But I desire what the barrel proof gives me more so. But the thing is, this is a hard one. I keep going back and forth, but this is a $30 bottle. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is a $60 bottle. So is it worth paying double the price for the barrel proof? For me, yes. Is it worth paying 3 times the price of the standard Elijah Craig for the barrel proof? Again, for me, yes. Only because I love I keep saying Knob Creek. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. The standard offerings and the store picks are great for the price point. They are great buys, but when you compare them directly with the barrel proof 12-year release from the distillery itself, they can't compare. So my recommendation is this. If you see a store pick of Elijah Craig single barrel, I guess the small batch single barrel, whatever it is, John said earlier it's the single barrel. So if you see a store pick of it and it's a store near you and you're curious, try it. Absolutely. There's a chance you'll be pleasantly surprised. Like Juan said, there is a 13-year-old or 12-year-old pick at the other store I go to that I loved. I would pick that not over the barrel proof, but I would pick that alongside barrel proof any day. This one is good, but I don't know if I would go back to get more of it over just the standard Elijah Craig. Personally, you can have a completely different opinion, but yeah. So Brandon says they had some bottle of Kentucky Spirit in the old bottle at Total Wine when I went there last weekend, $60. That's not bad. I've seen Kentucky Spirit around $45 before. It may be different now, but yeah, I don't really need the old bottle. I just feel bad that I missed out on it. I never had it when it was the old bottle. So yeah. So okay. I'm not gonna make any conclusions yet. I'm gonna go to my last store pick of the night. We're gonna go to the Russell's Reserve. This is from K&L as well. I don't have a regular Russell's Reserve to compare it to, but this is the Warehouse D that is very highly regarded. Not necessarily like Camp Nelson or whatever the other one you guys were discussing earlier. It's not as highly regarded as that, but Rickhouse D is one of the better ones I've heard. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna finish this one though because it's so good. Yeah, that's. I mean, Elijah Craig just in general is a phenomenal whiskey for the price. Brandon asks, have I had the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B519? Yes, actually, I have, Brandon. I got a sample of it from Monica, who's not in the chat, but most of you know and love her. She sent me a sample of the new B519 Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Fantastic. I really love the C918 that I have from last year. Sorry, I just got a message. Yes, Juan, if you're still watching, I will grab you. I will grab you a bottle of it too. So Juan is in the chat. I offered earlier to pick up another gift set for other people that are interested because I'm going to a whiskey meetup this Saturday. So I'm going to be picking up another bottle of that for you. So yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get 3. I'm gonna get one extra one for myself. So I will be back in that store tomorrow or Thursday. So yeah, you got it. You got it, Juan. You will get one. If you're there on Saturday, you'll get it then. If not, you'll get it sometime soon. So worth $70. Oh, that's a tough one, Brandon. Yes. I'm just gonna straight up say it. Yes, I pay $60 for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, and I think it's a phenomenal deal, and I think it's worth $60. $70, I would question it, and I wouldn't question it. Okay, if I had never had it before, I would question it. But I don't know if you've had it before, Brandon, but I think it's worth a shot. If you've never had it before, it's worth a shot. Absolutely. If you see it for $70 and you haven't had it, go for it. Do you buy it again at that price? That's up to you. But I definitely think it's worth a shot. John says Camp Nelson is just hype train as people who have started to get on the Russell's Reserve train. That's fair. I tried a Camp Nelson pick, which again, Monica sent me. I'm forever grateful for Monica. That I thought was really good. But, Steven, this Warehouse D pick, which I don't know if you, Steven, you said you had a K&L pick of Russell's. I don't remember what warehouse you said you had, but this is their Warehouse D pick. I'm running out of desk room. Okay, hold on. There we go. Steven, wait for Elijah Craig Barrel Proof or Russell's. Oh yeah, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof for that price point. Yeah, Russell's Reserve for 70. I would say no personally. It's just not. It's not that great. I mean, it's not that great, but $70. I mean, come on. I paid $45 for this. I paid $45 for this, so $70 is like double almost. So no. Oh, Brandon, so you've had the C918 and you're questioning whether the B519 due to lower proof. Oh, okay, Brandon. In that case, I would recommend if you liked. So, did you like the C918? I'm curious because if you didn't like the C918 and you didn't think the C918 was worth $70, you probably won't feel like the B519 is worth $70. They're very similar. They're both just as good as each other. So that's what I'll say. If you like C, it's so hard to say these. If you like C918 and you would pay $70 for another bottle of C918, get the B519. They're so similar that you'll love them equally. I'll just say that. Hey Joseph, what's up? Thanks for stopping in. I always love your like intro messages. You're like, what? You're so confused. Not playing video games, so yeah. So Brennan, it's up to you. I mean, if you think you would pay that for the C918 and you see the B519 at that price, get it. If you wouldn't pay that for the C918, don't get it, or just wait. Maybe it'll come down on price. So that's just my opinion. I like them both. I don't think the B519 is better. I haven't. So Joseph, I've never had the B518 or the A119, so I didn't have those. So I had the A118 that I didn't really care for. It didn't hit the spot like the C918 did. But those two that you said that. Oh yeah, Joseph, you have experience. I don't have that kind of experience. So I just have experience with the more recent releases. So yeah, let's get into this Russell's pick. John made a comment earlier. Let me find it. So John says that D that you have is going to be just as good. Spoiler alert, I agree. I've tried them both. So you guys have heard this story before, but for the longest time, I avoided Russell's Reserve. I know, shocker, but I just had a certain note in it that was overwhelming all of it. And the note, I don't want to like ruin Russell Reserve for you guys, but the note was sweet tarts, like Smarties or sweet tarts, whatever you want to call them. I got that note so dominantly on, I had a Russell's single barrel, not a store pick, just a regular Russell's single barrel. I had a Russell's Reserve 10-year that was just like the blend, not the single barrel. And I tried several store picks, and I got that same note, overwhelmingly sweet tart, powdery sugar note that I didn't like. But this is the first Russell's Reserve pick that I've ever had that it does have the note a little bit. I mean, again, once you pick on a certain note, you probably can't shake it. Steven, you know this with the George Dickel, that vitamin, Flintstones vitamin note, which I totally agree with you on. This has that note, but it's in the background of some amazing flavors. Other than, I've had a single Cask Nation Wild Turkey Barrel. It's very I don't know if you guys heard that. I live at an intersection, so there's almost always like a near accident every day. Sometimes there's actual accidents, and I hear like the crash, and I'm like, oh shit, what happened? Anyways, Yes. What was like? Sorry, I got distracted. Um, everyone should avoid Russell's. It's tainted and rancid. No, I don't think it's tainted. It was just a certain note that I couldn't get past until I got this bottle. This bottle has changed that for me. I other than I know what I was saying. Okay, I've tried a single cask nation barrel select from Wild Turkey. Again, a completely different project. You'll never get that again. So I'm not comparing this directly to that. That was the best Wild Turkey project I've ever had. This, on the other hand, is the best readily available Wild Turkey product I've ever had. So take that for what it's worth. Basically, I'm just saying I've gotten back into Wild Turkey based on this Russell's pick. So I'm not dismissing it. So yeah, sorry, I got a little distracted with that almost accident outside my window. What I was gonna say was, I've had a Camp Nelson sample. Monica, I believe it was Monica. If I'm wrong, it could have been Brian or Tammy Bernicki. I got their samples at the same time, so I'm a little confused. It was in Las Vegas. Don't sue me. But I had a Camp Nelson pick. It was incredible. I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and it was a wonderful experience, and it reminded me of what I loved about this Warehouse D pick. Coming back to this after that, Steven, I said this earlier in the group chat, I think this Warehouse D pick is on the same level of Camp Nelson. Personally, just my opinion, this Warehouse D pick, just as good. This is the top of the line, wow, almost spilled it, top of the line Russell's pick I've ever had. And this inspires me to stay interested in Wild Turkey. So John asked what age statement was on the single cask nation. So it was their new release. It was believe it was the 10-year. Pretty sure it was the 10-year. Because a lot of people were like, oh, the 9-year is going to be better because it's from this Rick House. It was the 10-year, and it was just amazing. I didn't have a bottle. Funny story, I actually won the bottle in the auction, or the lottery. I won the bottle, but I wasn't ready to pay $100 for a bottle of Wild Turkey. At the time, not that I regret it, but I just wasn't ready. So I offered it to like a local whiskey group, and there was a guy that was really interested in it, so I gave it to him, and he, fortunately enough, graciously enough, gave me a sample of it, and it's incredible juice. Going back again, if I had the other opportunity, would I buy another bottle of it for $100? Yes, only because it was incredible. So Single Cask Nation knows their shit. That's all I'm saying. Joseph, you got 2 Camp Nelson picks while you're in Lexington. Oh, awesome. Is that the same pick I sent you? Yeah, Joseph. This is actually the same bottle. This is the same bottle I sent you. Have you tried it yet? I'm curious. This is the exact same Rickhouse D Floor 431. I'm curious, because so you just said you had the Camp Nelson picks. Did you like them as much as this? Because I liked it. I liked the sample I got just as much as this. Again, I'm not that well versed in Wild Turkey. There are some aficionados of Wild Turkey out there that may just completely shut me down, but whatever. So John says, I just wondered the 12 that was last year's was the best thing I've ever had. If you ever win again, I'll take it. Okay, John. Yeah, the 12. I didn't even think. I did try a pour of that, John. Luckily, one of the guys in our local whiskey meetup had a bottle of that, and he let us have a pour of it. Yeah, I think that might have been better than the 10-year that I just had, but that was before I was into whiskey at all. So I'll just say that. Joseph, you got a 14.5-year Knob Creek pick. Nice. Mine is only like 14. Sorry. This one right here is just under 14 years. I have one that's like 14 years, like 1 or 2 months. But that's awesome, Joseph. I'm curious. Let me know how that one is. Juan, you said it right. It was a whole new experience. Other than that, like Blom Brothers, I don't know how you pronounce it, which had like the weirdest. Did you try that on the last meetup? That Pennywise Blom Brothers one. That one was the strangest mouthfeel I've ever had on a whiskey. It just like numbed my entire mouth, and it just felt like, okay, this whiskey is taking me on a ride. It's not just a journey in itself. It's like, look, I am whiskey. I am in control. I am the captain now. I am taking control of your palate. So that was like the strangest mouthfeel experience I've ever had. That sounds wrong. Regards to whiskey. Joseph, not yet, working through the Camp Nelson picks first. Oh, nice, yeah. Yeah, Joseph, let me know how the pick I sent you for the Knob Creek, or sorry, you guys know I'm saying Knob Creek, is sitting right in front of me. The pick I sent you of the Russell's Reserve. I'd love to hear what you think, like, how it compares. People get so hung up on Camp Nelson picks, and they are great, absolutely, but I picked this up because I know that Chad and Sarah picked Warehouse D for their pick, so it's got to be good. I mean, I trust Chad and Sarah with my whiskey life. Like, if Sarah likes something, I'm going to buy it because my palate and hers align so well. I've said this before, but MGP Magic, absolutely one. Yeah, that stuff was crazy. That pick that I had was an MGP juice, but it was like an older MGP at cask strength, and it just shocked me. And God, I want a bottle of that so bad. So you'll go from Camp Nelson to D and then back to Camp Nelson. Yeah, Joseph, please tell me what you think of that, because I love them both. I think they're equal. I don't think either one is better, personally. I mean, I haven't tried them side by side, but my Camp Nelson pick was wonderful and my Warehouse D pick was wonderful, as I'm saying here. So the moral of this live stream is, if your local store has a store pick of something, try it. That's all I gotta say. If they're not charging a ridiculous price for it, know like what's like normal. Because for me, I saw some Maker's Mark Private Select picks going for $60, and before I really knew that was the normal price, I was like, oh, I would never pay that for that. Then I bought one. I'm like, oh shit, this is really good. I just polished off one on my last live stream. Not sure if you guys saw that one, but yeah, certain whiskey is worth the premium. I'm just gonna say that straight up. Like, especially store picks, you're dealing with. My favorite thing about store picks are you're dealing with real people. These are people that you see every day. Not quite every day for me personally. Maybe once every couple of weeks. Probably once a week. Anyways, you see regularly. These are real people that are passionate about the same thing you're passionate about. And they have the opportunity, working for a liquor store, to go and match their flavor profile with a certain selection of barrels or small batch or whatever it is. They're bringing their personal experience into that, bringing that store's spirit. And that sounds cheesy, but like, that is the store spirit. They trust this ambassador to go and represent their store, represent their organization, to do a pick, and they come back with this pick. And that's really how I feel like I get a spirit of the store. And now I say that not living in Kentucky. If you lived in Kentucky, not screw store picks. Don't say that. But if you live in Kentucky, it's all local. It's all your spirit. But in California, the other side of the country, having a local store that does a store pick should feel personal. That's why, yes, this Elijah Craig pick from Circus Liquor didn't beat out the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. But knowing this store less than 5 minutes, not even, it's like a mile from my house, like literally right down the road. Knowing that they went to Kentucky, I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure, some brands send them samples and they pick from that, but I'm pretty sure Elijah Craig, at least, you actually go to Kentucky, try some samples. Just knowing that a local store did that, and not just the Circus Liquor. I mean, K&L, they aren't as close. They're about like a 15-minute drive from my house. But I know for sure they went to Kentucky and they did this pick. To me, that means something. Now, again, it's a sentimental thing. And I hear people get sentimental all the time. People that live in Kentucky get sentimental about, this is our home state's liquor. or home state's spirit. So I get that, but I feel like this is the closest thing we really have to that, and I think it's great. So I am missing some comments here. Hold on, sorry, I was going on a little tangent there. The only thing you should never pay for is the sticker. Where's the sorry, I forgot what comment I made that triggered that comment. Wow, you guys have been commenting a lot. I need to catch up. Okay. Oh, Big Feats is here. What's up, Chris? Thanks for stopping in. You made it to the tail end of the stream. So, if you're curious, I'm gonna have the replay up on my channel. So if you want to go back to the beginning and see the whole lineup from tonight, definitely recommend that because it's been a journey for sure. So, oh, my bourbon journey made it too. You guys are all showing up right at the end. Which again, totally cool. I loved it. Ending the night with great friends and whiskey lovers is my favorite part of this. If I was just talking to myself at the end of the stream, I would just get really depressed and I would be like, okay, talk to you guys next week, bye. So seeing you guys here really does mean a lot, even as for the tail end. So just reading the comments. Brandon says I'm correct. I'm not sure what you're saying we're correct about, but I agree with you. I am correct. Hawaii. Wait, who was in Hawaii? Wait, my bourbon journey, were you in Hawaii? Because I was in Hawaii in April, and it was an incredible experience. So Joseph asks, what is the age on that pick? This one? The Russell's Reserve? I don't know. It's not listed on the bottle at all. It's at least 10 years old, I know that, but I don't know the age on that. The age on the Elijah Craig pick is 9 years. And the age on the Knob Creek pick is just under 14 years. Oh, not this one, sorry. The age on the Knob Creek pick is just under 14 years, so. Joseph, you got an Elijah Craig pick from a friend that's 11 years. Awesome. Like I said, I had an Elijah Craig pick that was a 12-year locally, and it was awesome. So, Johnson's talking about paying a premium for store picks. Oh, I see what you're saying, John. Yeah. I see what you guys are saying. Okay. Sorry. I'm caught up now. I promise. Okay. So, John, you're saying that if people are charging a ridiculous price for a store pick, don't buy it. I agree. The most I've ever paid for a store pick is standard of what store picks go for. At first, I was shocked by the $60 price on the Maker's Private Select, but then I realized, oh wait, that's what they go for. So, I got that. So yeah, if someone's trying to be like, oh, we have a very exclusive Knob Creek for $100 store pick that we picked ourselves, hand selected, and the finest experts that were sent out there to go try it, don't buy that. No, it's not worth it. Steven, you made a comment earlier about the Knob Creek 25th anniversary. That's the epitome of a pick. It's not a store pick. It is the freaking master distiller's pick. If you guys haven't had a chance to try Knob Creek 25th anniversary, it is exceptional stuff. It's basically the master distiller, Fred No from Knob Creek, picked his own barrels of Knob Creek single barrel, and he's like, this is the epitome of what Knob Creek should be. So, if you get a chance to try those, they're $100, but they're from the master distiller himself. The perfect, purest expression of Knob Creek. Totally recommend if you see it. But, yeah, that stuff's great. So, Joseph just got home from work, and time to start drinking. Totally agree. For me, I'm going to get tacos after the stream, so gotta be composed enough to make it to the... I'm not driving, don't worry, I'm not driving. But we're going to a Mexican restaurant, and they have like $1.50 tacos on Tuesday nights. So, looking forward to that a lot. Joseph, your 14.5-year-old pick was $50. The Russell Reserve picks were $60. Totally fair. Yeah, that's the normal price, Joseph. Like, I agree. If they're paying the normal price for picks, totally recommend. At least try it once. If you don't like their pick, guess what? Move on to another store or just never buy their store picks again. Fortunately for me, Circus Liquor and K&L love both of their picks. So, I have a few good stores around me, and if I ever see another pick from them, I'm gonna pick it up. It's just hands down, great. Brandon hasn't cracked his Knob Creek 25th anniversary. Yeah, to me, Brandon, I understand that because for me, it's personally my special occasion bottle. I brought it out for a couple streams only because I'm directly referencing it. I should have brought it tonight, but no. I totally understand keeping that, Brandon. I only drink from it maybe at the most 4 or 5 times a year. It's just, to me, it has a sentimental place as the purest Knob Creek expression I've ever had. And as a huge fan of Knob Creek, I'm going to cherish that while it lasts. So, yeah, don't crack into it if you feel like you're not ready to. But once you do, I guarantee you're going to like it. If you like Knob Creek, you're going to love the 25th anniversary. So, John, you had two 2015 Russell Reserve picks. That is awesome. That is like, I feel like 2015 and before were like the sweet spot. You got in right before the huge rush for bourbon, and you know your stuff. I personally haven't had anything from before then, so I can't really say much. But knowing this Knob Creek 9-year came out in 2016, right before the rush, and it's great. To me, that says a lot. So I long for the days of old where whiskey and bourbon were readily available and the good stuff was just on the shelves everywhere. So, Steven, you're already halfway through yours. You got it like a month ago. Understandable. I mean, again, for different people, it holds a different purpose. For me, it's my special occasion go-to bourbon. Okay, it's a birthday. It's an anniversary. We're about to leave on a week-long vacation in Hawaii. It's just the one I go to is like, I want to remember this moment as being a special occasion. That's me personally. If for you, that's just your like Friday night drinker, go for it for sure. I just think that the Knob Creek 25th anniversary for me, it kind of holds a special place in my heart. I've said this before. I bought it when I was 25. Like, I know that's a stupid reason, and I know it's not 25 years old, but for me, it kind of has a special place in my heart. So that's why it's a special occasion for me. So, oh, John, you got those 2015 picks today. Oh, wow. Awesome. Congratulations, man. That's hard to come by. I applaud that. My first old whiskey that I've ever bought was this one right here, and I bought it today, and I paid $22 for it. I am now curious about buying Dusties. I know it's crazy, but like this inspired me. Like, oh shit, there might be old stuff like just lingering around. This was in a gift set in the corner of my liquor store, so for retail price, and it's been sitting there for months. I've literally walked by this bottle for months. I'm like, oh, Knob Creek, yeah, whatever. I can get that anywhere. Didn't realize it's the 2016 9-year age statement bottle. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out because I want more of this. Joseph says, my bourbon section of the liquor cabinet is full of open bottles. When I finish one, I replace it with something from the bunker. For the 25th is really good. Yeah, I only have a couple bottles I've not opened, and the only one I can think of first, other than like a couple backup bottles of things that I drink regularly, the only one that's not open that I don't plan on opening anytime soon is an Elmer T. Lee, only because I feel like it might be worth something in time. And I know that sounds sad. I've tried Elmer T. Lee. It's great. But I want to hold on to this one bottle. Just give me one bottle. Give me an excuse for one bottle to hold on to unopened and see if it's worth something. The rest, I'll drink. I'll drink all day, every day. So, okay, Big Feats is heading out. And John said, oh yeah, sorry. Let me finish that thought. Hold on, sorry. My husband's calling. Like I said, we're going to get tacos. So, gonna end shortly, but yeah, you have to go to some sketchy places. 2007 Kentucky Spirit. That's awesome, man. God, I would love to see that. But yeah, Chris, great to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Really, man, I really appreciate it, especially being on Australia time zone. That's awesome. So thank you so much for stopping in. Yeah, I'm curious about the sketchy places. I went to a couple of them. The ones that bother me are the ones that are my least favorite liquor stores are the ones where the selection is behind the register. I don't know about you guys, but I hate going to those stores because it's like you walk in and you're like, you want to look at their selection, but it's behind the cash register. So they're like literally staring at you saying like, can I help you with anything? Are you ready to check out? I'm like, no, I'm just looking at your selection. So those stores bother me. I don't like going in them. But you're right. The sketchier stores have the older stuff, and I'm gonna have to expand my reach to get those stores. So, Steven, you drank your old rip without knowing how much you could make. I understand, and yeah, I don't think you should regret it. I think, there are things that people drink all the time that they don't know. Oh, if I would have hold, I mean, I have toys from my childhood that, like, if I wouldn't have opened, they would have worth thousands now. So I don't think people should linger on that. I think you enjoyed it for what it was at the price it was at the time you had it. So I think that's something special, and don't ever regret opening something or drinking something. That's my personal philosophy. So, Brandon, you wish you could find Elmer T. Lee for close to retail. Luckily, I got Elmer T. Lee for $40. It was a special deal with a store that they felt bad for me because they didn't have something that they thought I had that I thought they had. So I didn't get that for the price. So I did get that for the price. So anyways, I'm coming up on an hour now. My husband is sitting outside waiting for me to go get tacos, and I've got to put some pants on. So anyways, thank you guys all so much for... Oh, I read that wrong. Sorry, Steven. Sorry, I read that wrong. Thank you guys so much for coming in the stream. I love hanging out with you guys. Thanks for giving me an hour of your time once a week just to hang out. Hopefully you learned something in this video. If the one thing you take away from this video is give store picks a try, I'm totally happy because I totally agree. Stay tuned for this Friday's episode. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. I have a really different video coming out. It's not a whiskey. Surprise, surprise, it's not a whiskey, but it fits in a very, very, very similar line of spirits. So anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. My name is Clifton, and you... Hold on. Sorry, my husband just sent a message to my Google Home saying you guys starting to get tacos. I censored it because I wasn't sure what it was going to say, and I'm like, oh, you guys don't need to hear that. Anyways, yeah. We're going to go get tacos, and I hope you guys have a great week, and look forward to that video on Friday, because I think you'll like it. Even if you're a bourbon drinker, even if you're a whiskey drinker, you're going to like this one. Steven, you know where I'm going with this, because Steven, I messaged you about this spirit. So, have a great week. I will see you guys on Friday, and until then, I'm here to help you drink good whiskey. Have a wonderful night.